Hey y'all, it's Dianne and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video for my makeup fetuses out there. My just beginning, super duper novice, don't even know where to look in the aisle for a makeup brush people out there. I was once at that point. Not so long ago. So this one's for y'all. This one's for y'all. And all of these products you can pretty much find at like a CVS, Walgreens, Target, like local drugstore. I'm gonna start by taking a spoolie. You can literally get this if you go to like any makeup counter or anything like that in the mall. They have these for free, just like laying around anywhere. But this is just like an eyebrow spoolie, and you use this to just brush your eyebrows out. Just like that. And when you brush them out, you just want to make sure that your hairs are flat and going in the same direction. Just, you know, to start out with. So once your hairs are pretty much all in the same direction and they're nice and flat, you're gonna take your eyebrow pencil. I'm just using a beauty supply store pencil. You're gonna take whatever eyebrow product you decide to use. I'm using this eyebrow pencil and just fill in any little patches you have in your eyebrows, any little imperfections. So like the little small patches like that that have less hair, you would take your eyebrow pencil and just kind of go over those just to fill them in. And this just gives the illusion of having a fuller brow. And you want to start off lightly, because the thing about eyebrows and makeup in general is you can always build up product a lot easier than you can take it off. So, and I normally just start at the end of my eyebrows and kind of work my way to the front. And this just lets me blend the product a lot easier. And you always want to keep your little spoolie nearby in case you need to brush it out and just blend it in a little bit more to make it look as cohesive and natural as possible. Just do it until you feel like you have kind of the brow that you want, the shape that you want, you know, kind of like that. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference between that one and this one, but from here down, you can press a little harder. Try and darken that pigment up a little bit. So it goes from light to dark, almost. A little like an ombre effect. Just like that. And we're just gonna do the same thing to the other brow. Also, do not worry if your eyebrows are identical. If they're not, that's fine. Eyebrows are supposed to be sisters, sometimes, in some cases, distant cousins. Never twins, never twins. So if one arch is a little higher than the other, that's fine. You don't want them to look like strangers. You want them to have a little bit of similarity, but if they're not identical twins, that's perfectly okay. Okay, so eyebrows are done. The next thing we're gonna do is move on to primer. I am just gonna be using this NYX Pore Filler Primer. I'm pretty sure you can get this at your local drugstore, CVS, Walgreens, etc. But a primer is just a base for your foundation, concealer, just your makeup in general. It fills in all of your little pores, like your T-zone. If you have larger pores, it can fill that in. Just creates a nice clean base for you to work with. And it also helps your foundation and makeup stay on a lot longer. I just take this primer right here and I apply it to the tip of my finger and just dot it all over my face. Just like that. And just make sure you get all the space on your face. Space on your face. Make sure everything is nice and covered. So primers come in different textures, some come in different colors, shapes, sizes, etc., etc. You just have to pick one that you think might work for you. It depends on what kind of skin you have. If you have more oily skin, you might want to go for a NYX Pore Filler or something like that. If you have drier skin like I do sometimes, you can go for a more hydrating primer. So they will have these things labeled on the primer bottle or, you know, container, whatever you decide to use. So, you know, just make sure you read what the primer consists of, what it does for your skin, stuff like that. After you apply your primer, move on to your concealer. Concealer, for the most part, is just a thicker version of foundation. What I'm using for concealer today is this Pro-Conceal by LA Girl. This is a very good concealer and it's not that expensive at all. I believe I got this from the beauty supply store as well. But what I like to do is just apply a little bit and it comes out like that. You just squeeze the tube like that and apply a little bit to the back of my hand. And it does come with a small applicator. And I kind of just dip the applicator in the product. And for concealer, a little goes a long way. So like I said, you want to start with a little bit and just build your way up. You don't want to apply too much at once because it's a lot easier to build up than to take off. And what I do is just, if you have any like little dark spots, any low spots or anything like that, if you want to conceal your under eye bags, which I know my Chanel's are booming right now. If you want to conceal any little smile lines or anything like that, you just take your concealer applicator and literally just dot it, just like that. Any little spots that you really want to cover, and just dot it, you know, wherever. It's kind of like, you know, in another way, it's kind of like an eraser, but for your skin, you know. Just gonna take a little bit under my eyes. And as you guys can see, you do not need a whole lot. Like I'm literally just dipping it into the product just a little like that. And it's already like covering a whole bunch. So, especially this specific concealer. Some concealers, the formula is a little less thick or pigmented, but for LA Girl, this concealer is really good, especially for the price. It's like amazing. And I just do my smile lines. You see, like when I smile, there's a little darkness around there, so kind of just cover those up. All right, so now that we're done with our concealer for now, I'm just gonna put this to the side. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this little beauty sponge or beauty blender. I got this at Dollar Tree actually for $1, and this is really, really amazing. It's very soft, it expands a lot. And what I do is I just put this under warm water and I make sure it's soaked first. And then I completely wring it out in the sink. You wanna make sure this is completely wrung out, not dry, but completely wrung out. You don't want any excess water in it because it will drag your foundation down and make it run a little bit if you have excess water in it. So make sure it's wrung out, but it's still damp. And what you do is you take this little sponge and just kinda blend out the concealer a little bit. Just get rid of like the harsh lines and stuff like that. And in doing that, you kind of just create a smoother base to lay your foundation on. So you don't have like any streaks or anything like that, you know? See how that's a little bit more blended now than like that side? And it kind of starts to look a lot more like skin and not just like paint on your face, you know? And it's already starting to look more like skin. The Beauty Blender does a great job with blending, obviously, blending your makeup out really well. and it doesn't take too much of the product off of your face. So it still allows for that coverage without it looking super cakey. But yeah. So this is just with the concealer blended out a little bit. And already, like, my bags are pretty much gone. This little spot on my face is covered up. So you can start to see it kind of pull together a little bit more. We're gonna be moving on to foundation. So for today, I'm gonna be using this NYX Born to Glow foundation, and this is in the shade Mahogany. So for foundation, it's kind of just like an overall coverage base for your face before you apply anything else. It's kind of just like the skin finish that you wanna have. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit to the back of my hand. And I'm gonna take the same beauty blender, dip it in the product just like that. And I'm literally gonna take it and dot it over my face. And the reason I dot it just like this is to make sure I first apply it evenly to my entire face, but also so I don't create streaks, because you want it to look like skin as much as possible, you know? So you don't want to have too much of a product in one part of your face and not in the other. And that's why I like to dot it, because I feel like it gives me a little bit more of an even coverage. So we're just gonna blend all of these little dots out. Just like that. You know? This is kind of just like a light to medium coverage, you know? So it's not like super plasticky looking, and it still is covering up some of your imperfections without, you know, making it not look like skin, you know, because you still want to have that kind of like baby skin finish almost. But yeah, and if you need to, always keep your spoolie on hand and just brush your eyebrows back out if you need to reshape them a little bit after all that blending. So after foundation, I'm gonna be applying mascara. You can use any mascara. I know from CVS, I like L'Oreal mascara a lot. Their mascara is really good, but I purchased this from Ulta, I believe. And this is the Superhero It Mascara. Works like a charm. But what I do is just take the wand out and literally from the ends of your eyelashes all the way to the tip, just coat them and just wiggle the wand through your lashes so you really get good coverage of them, you know? And I like to start from the end and work my way inward. I don't know why, I just feel like it's a lot easier to control it. And for like the inner lashes, I just literally take the tip of the wand, just go over them like that. Like, do you see that? It's just, it's fire. It's fire, it's fire. But yeah, and then we're just gonna do the same thing to the other eye. And make sure when you're doing your mascara, you're not super harsh. Make sure you're very gentle. Obviously, because you don't want to pull your lashes out first, and you also don't want it to smudge. Mascara on. And then after that, I'm going to be moving on to blush. So this is completely optional, but if you choose to do blush, you can. I'm going to be doing blush for this tutorial, and I'm going to be going in with this NYX Sweet Cheeks MAC blush. This is in the shade Bang Bang. I think that's so cute. And what I'm gonna do is I'm literally gonna take my first two fingers and just lightly rub it on the palette. And I like to smile kind of like that. And the apples of your cheeks, go like halfway up and apply it. So kind of like that. And again, you can always build the product up if you need to, but I'm just gonna tell you to take some of my finger, just lightly apply it to your cheeks. And this just adds some natural color back into your face a little bit. You know, you kind of just drag it up. You never want to drag it down. You always want to drag it up. You want to give the illusion of your face to be lifted, not dragged down. You can apply some to like the tip of your nose if you want to. This is just because I'm extra, but you don't have to if you want to. And apply a little bit to your chin. This just brings a little bit of color back into your face, you know? Okay, so after you're done applying your blush, you can move on to lip gloss. I'm gonna be using this NYX Butter Gloss, and this is in the shade Praline, I think. But I'm just gonna be taking this and applying it to my lips. And just a quick little tip, like before you even start doing your makeup or anything like that, just put a little like Vaseline or chapstick on your lips, just so when it's time to apply your lip gloss or lipstick, whatever you're putting on, you have nice like moisturized, not cracked or dry lips, you know? So it just goes on a lot smoother. Yeah. And this butter gloss smells so good, by the way, y'all. Smells amazing. And y'all, I got this straight from CVS, so this is super fire. After you're done applying your gloss, you're pretty much good to go. What I like to do is just take a finishing spray or a setting spray. They have these at CVS, Walgreens, drugstores, beauty supply stores, etc. Setting spray just basically sets your makeup. Make sure it doesn't move, make sure it doesn't crease. You know, make sure you go out in the heat, don't melt off your face, things like that. So I'm gonna be using this NYX matte finish, and I'm literally gonna take it and drench my face with it. So excuse me, y'all, 1 second. That your makeup is not gonna move. You know, and it also just gives you a little bit of a glow. It kind of like melts it into your skin a little bit. But yeah, and you want to make sure that your setting spray is completely dry before you really start moving your face or doing anything else. Y'all, I'm gonna go do my hair and I will be right back. Okay, y'all, so this is the final look. Like I said, super basic, go-to. I didn't use more than like 8 things, to be quite honest with you, but still it's something that's wearable, something that is for every occasion, day, night. You need a quick little beat in the car, you don't really have all your stuff with you, whatever you want to use it for, it's there for the taking. Please like this video, comment, share this video with anyone and everyone, and turn your notifications on because I will be coming out with a new video very, very soon. But yeah, this is it. This is it, y'all, and I will see you guys in my next video. So primer is basically just like,
wait, pause, sorry. I thought you were gonna do concealer.
Oh no, I'm gonna put primer on all of my skin before I put the concealer on my face.
My bad, I'm sorry.
No.
You up. Okay.
No, you're good, so you're good.
Just start over, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Okay. So the next thing we're gonna be moving on to is our primer.